My hopes for new cozy games this year are off the charts, and January is already starting quite strong. Finding love and meaning in a Citypunk world, or enjoying a cozy survival sim aboard a skyship in the clouds. If you're looking for cozy gems to wind down with this month, don't worry, I've got you covered. Today I'm talking about new and upcoming cozy games that I think are worth checking out. And please stick around until the end to hear my personal favorite of the month. But without further ado, let's dive right in. This feel-good survival game is one of the most anticipated cozy games this year, so naturally I had to take a closer look at it. Aloft is a cozy survival sim where we can transform any island into a flying ship and explore the vast skies. As a sandbox game, it encourages creativity and building our base as we see fit, and I can already see how this could become such a cozy comfort game for people, especially if you love crafting, decorating, and exploration. Granted, the theme of floating islands is extremely popular and maybe a little bit overdone nowadays, but I can still never get enough of it. I love how we get to switch between a third-person and first-person perspective too. The animals look super adorable. We will also be tasked with restoring the natural ecosystem of the land, and I really hope that this storyline will tie into the exploration elements too. I am definitely intrigued by this game, but it will really depend on the depth of the lore and world building whether Aloft can keep me hooked in the long run. But it certainly shows a lot of potential to become a very relaxing and immersive game that we can enjoy both solo or in multiplayer. This looks like a story-driven life sim where our choices really matter, and if done right, it will be such a delight to play. As for you, Citypunk 2011 and Love Punch is a text-based adventure where we make a living as an architect in a fictional world in 2011. We chat with people online, find our own meaning in life, and even fall in love. I love the Citypunk theme combined with romance. In my opinion, this is a fairly underexplored theme in cozy games, and for some reason I always feel very drawn to games that utilize modern communication devices. Or maybe not so modern, since the game is set in a fictional world in the past. We can look forward to bonding with over 20 characters, from successful business people to struggling artists, and the game is promising to put us on a romantic roller coaster ride where we decide how our story ends and which memories we are going to cherish. The pixel art anime style and the background art are a real vibe too. I would love to explore this city. I have heard nobody else talk about this one, but it is certainly on my radar this month. This one looks like Don't Starve and RimWorld had a baby, and I can't deny that this would be absolutely up my alley. Border Town is an open-world sandbox RPG where we build up our own colony, cultivate our farmlands, build relationships with the villagers, and go on adventures. I already love the premise of building up our own village, exploring different biomes, and ensuring the survival of our community. One of the most interesting features to me will be that we are not only recruiting people, but also building relationships with them. What would really make or break this game for me is how customizable our character is and how distinct everybody's personalities will be. I'm honestly pretty excited to find out, though I doubt that this game will dive into romance and generational gameplay like RimWorld does. Still, I really enjoy the 2.5D perspective in this game. It is very reminiscent of Don't Starve, and the animals also look very adorable in it. This is a passion project of a very small team, so we won't have multiplayer functionality at the moment, but I'm really hoping that the dev is going to make Border Town the best it can be, and I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Museum Number 9 is a museum simulation and RPG set in a magical realm. We, as the curator, head on an adventure to restore artifacts of the old world, uncover its mysteries, and of course, build and decorate our museum. It was initially the fantasy theme and the charming pixel art that first drew my attention to this game. And it seems, aside from the museum management at its core, we will also meet some interesting characters that are both human and animal hybrids. Of course, the museum theme alone is something that we don't often see and which I'd be very curious to explore. I like that we will also be handling the museum visitors, but first and foremost, I found it interesting how Museum Number 9 seems to be story-driven as well. At the moment, we don't know much about the characters yet, though they do seem pretty mysterious. We have a mage, a merchant, a scholar, a retired investigator, and more. And the design alone has already captured my attention. If the story and gameplay delivers, it could potentially turn into a cozy, fairy tale-like adventure that is worth sinking my time in. You may think we have seen enough witchy games by now, but let's agree to disagree on that, because I can never have enough of them. Magic Inn is a tavern life sim where we take on the role of an exiled wizard turned tavern keeper. We are basically in charge of everything from decorating and handling guests to cooking and taking care of the menu. And of course, everything we do is infused with a little magic. In a magical sim, we absolutely cannot miss features like befriending ghosts and collecting magical creatures, so I am glad to see something like this in Magic Inn too. I already know that I would have quite a bit of fun decorating my inn, but what stood out to me was the promise of building friendships with the guests. We can also engage in conversation-driven card battles that simulate actions such as negotiation. And this is definitely a pretty unique approach. One thing I'm unsure about is the design of the 3D character models. I am not a fan of how they look, but I think I would still enjoy playing this game if the gameplay is as fun as it looks. Now, my most anticipated game for this month is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. If you are a big Animal Crossing or even Hello Kitty fan like me, this game might become everything that we've ever dreamed of. Once again, we will be restoring our own island, which sounds definitely familiar from New Horizons, just this time we are accompanied by adorable characters of the Sanrio franchise. One little feature I'm maybe a little too excited about is that we start our island life as a customizable animal character rather than a human, and I absolutely love that detail. In general, the game seems to be much more quest and task-based than New Horizons was, and I personally think this is something that will definitely enhance my gameplay experience. And having clear goals to work towards feels even more satisfying. I also cannot wait to explore the island and collect the adorable furniture collections. I am a massive fan of Pom Pom Pudding. I want to befriend the villagers so badly, and in general, the game just seems to have such a huge potential to scratch the exact itch that I couldn't seem to satisfy ever since I was done with New Horizons. If there is any title that I will be playing for sure this month, it is going to be Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Which game is your personal favorite this month? Please let me know in the comments, and please stick around if you want to see more about cozy life sims and RPGs. But that's everything from me. Have a wonderful new year, my friends, and see you in the next video.